Hey, good morning. I'm Patricia Murphy. It's Wednesday. This is Seattle Now. The Seattle Storm are a very different team this season. They turned over their starting lineup and coaching staff in a big way and are even back on the court with a new labor agreement. Coming up, my colleague Zaki Hamid and Storm superfan Paige Browning talk about the team's fresh look for 2026. But first, let's get you caught up. Washington and more than 20 other states are suing the U.S. Department of Education over access to student loans. The states claim the federal government's illegally limiting how much money some students can borrow. The limits apply to several healthcare programs, including ones for physical therapists, nurse practitioners, and physician's assistants. Education Secretary Linda McMahon has defended the borrowing limits, saying they're intended to force colleges to lower their tuition costs. Seattle's considering a one-year moratorium on the construction of large data centers, and today a Seattle City Council committee will take a vote on whether that bill should move forward. The proposal comes after several companies recently approached the city about building large-scale data centers here. Axios reports that while the moratorium is in place, the city would figure out new rules and policies for potential future facilities. And free waterfront shuttle service begins this week as the World Cup draws closer. Starting Thursday, you'll be able to hop on a shuttle between Seattle Center and the Chinatown International District, with several stops along the way, including Pike Place Market and the Stadium District. It'll run every 15 minutes and every 10 minutes on match days. We're back with more headlines on tonight's episode of Seattle Now.
The Seattle Storm are back on the court for the 2026 season, and they're a completely different team this year. During the offseason, they lost their top 5 scorers from last season, and they have a brand new head coach. Seattle Now host and WNBA superfan Paige Browning is here to talk about what the Storm could accomplish this year with their new look. Paige, thank you so much for being here. I cannot tell you how excited I am to talk about the W with you.
Well, it's just like what we do in the hallways anyway, Zaki.
That's
so
right.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get into it here. The Storm made the playoffs last year, and they had some star power behind them back then. Things have changed a little bit. So walk us through what happened between last season and this one.
I don't understand the question. What hasn't changed? I mean, everything about this team seems new. So between last year and now, we basically got rid of our whole starting lineup. All of our top 5 scorers. Nneka Ogwumike, who was the leader of the Players Union, I might add. We got rid of Skylar Diggins. We got rid of Gabby Williams. These are all in the W household names, excellent players. They're gone. We said goodbye to our coach, farewell, got a new coach. We basically took this thing down to the studs and started to rebuild it. And boy, did we. We got one of the flashiest, funnest players in the WNBA draft with Flau'jae Johnson. I'm hoping we'll talk about her a little bit more.
We will.
We got her coming out of LSU. She is a great shooter with a ton of pizzazz. I got to see her in the preseason game making leg kicks when she'd, make a basket. We got Awa Pham coming from Spain. We're just test driving this thing as a new team now. We're totally down to basics, rebuilt. Everything's changed, and sports analysts and basketball watchers are scratching their heads like, we don't know what this team is going to look like. So that's where we're at.
So we'll talk about the players in a second, but I want to talk first about the new head coach. What do we know about Sonia Rahman?
Really, really interesting new coach. I'm super excited to see her. She has not head coached in the WNBA before. She is the first head coach of Indian descent in the WNBA. She also made strides in that department with the NBA.
Right.
She was on the Memphis Grizzlies NBA coaching staff.
What, 5 years or so, right?
For 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
She was with the WNBA New York Liberty for several years. She used to play soccer. She actually grew up playing soccer. So she's sort of giving me Ted Lasso vibes with the switching sports. And I'm really excited to watch what she does because she's different and she's taking risks.
That's fantastic. I had no idea that she played soccer. And she coached in college too, right?
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Okay. So we're only a couple of weeks into the season right now.
Yeah.
What have you seen so far from this team, and how are they managing all these new players? I mean, it's probably too early to tell, but still, what have you seen?
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, we are building back. As I said, we took this thing down to the studs, so it's going to take some time to feel the space and get it lived in. We won one game against the Connecticut Sun so far.
That's
and
fun.
We've lost 3, including a loss to a brand new team, the Toronto Tempo. But I actually see us, I mean, we've been around for over 20 years, but I see us this year almost like an expansion team, which we have 2 of this year.
Right.
But we are basically brand new. As I said, analysts don't know what to expect from us. So we haven't really won much yet, but we will see what happens because our players individually and as a unit have a lot of time to grow.
So you went to a preseason game so far. How was that? Was that like fun to watch? Was it?
It was really fun because it was us versus the brand spanking new Portland Fire.
Oh,
and
gotta love that.
I love it. When you see an expansion team, the word you usually use is messy for what it looks like in any sport because they've never played together.
Right.
Literally have never played together. The Storm looked the same in the preseason game. So both teams, you know, we had some great plays, incredible shots. The Storm won that game, but it just is a little bit scrappy, not tight yet.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
But we got now a rekindled I-5 rivalry.
Yes!
So that is so much fun. You got to love the rivalries between Portland and Seattle teams. We have them with our soccer teams. We used to have them when the Sonics were around. So super excited for this new rivalry.
I mean, it's going to be huge. Yeah, the Fire existed before when it was a different league, and now they've already got one of our old players, Nika Mule. It is really fun. You know, 3 hours to go see a Storm game in another city. Sign me up.
Oh, that's fantastic. Let's think of all the chants that we can start right now. All right, let's talk some players, okay? Who are the names that fans can latch onto this year? Who should we be looking out for?
Okay, I think I'll name 3, how about 4?
Okay.
Which are going to be Ezzy, Dom, Natisha, and Flage.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to know these names. My personal favorite, and maybe the Storm's most important player, Ezzy Magbogor. She's been out for the start of the season with an injury, but she'll get back in there. She is 6'6". She went to college in Melbourne. It's her 3rd year with us, and she has sort of been quiet in the shadows. She's like a tree below the basket that has been hidden behind some of these other flashier names we used to have, like the Sue Birds, the Neka Ugumakes.
Right.
Now she's one of our older players as far as with the team. I think we could see her start to really stand out as a quiet on-court leader. And she's the one that the fans have a chant for.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Let's hit it. Ezzy, Ezzy, Ezzy.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yes. Okay, then we've got year 2, Dominique Malonga, who I just looked this up. She is also 6'6", coming out of France. She's another big. Between her and Ezzy and another one I'm going to mention, Flage, we just have a lot of power down below the basket. And then we've got one of the stud buds. This is Natisha Heidemann. The Stud Buds is her sort of like comedic duo with another WNBA player. She's a guard with 7 years experience. She's good, she's solid, and is just really funny, including this semi-viral moment when she just got to Seattle and saw Mount Rainier for the first time.
So I'm looking, and I'm like, is that a mountain? Like, I didn't know what this was, so I'd never seen it before. So I'm like looking around, like kind of confused. That was my first time seeing it, and then I guess it's like mountain out or something. Mountain out, right?
Can you relate?
I too didn't know the phrase, the mountain is out, when I first came here in 2003. Somebody said that to me, and I thought they were referring to a radio station. So.
There you go. The mountain's out. Yeah, exactly. So she's just really fun to watch, and also really fun to watch this final player I'll mention. Hardly needing introduction, Flage Johnson. Holy cow. Number 8 draft pick from LSU. She is a rapper.
Okay.
She is personality filled, and Seattle is like psyched out of its mind to have her. They had people greet her at the airport.
That's right.
They had people lining the streets as she was waving to them driving into town. They put like a 10-foot sign of her name out. Seattle is welcoming her, and she is so hyped to be here, and she's just going to be a lot of fun to have in our city.
Get a brain too big, I built that. With bananas in the coop, I peeled that. Let's go. Like, whoa, whoa.
All right, this is a lot better than Shaq's rap album.
Yeah, she can do it all.
Yeah. So, looking forward to seeing all of these players. But this is also a season that almost didn't happen. Labor negotiations between the players and the league got tense. But here we are. This is great. It worked out. How did that impact things for the team and for the league?
Yeah, I mean, as you're saying, the contract negotiations dragged on for so long that we were at risk of not starting the season on time, having fewer games, etc. But this labor deal that the players got is one of the best probably in the history of sports as far as advancement from one contract to the next. The real win was players for the Storm and every other team get more of the revenue sharing directly to their salaries.
That's great.
So this is a league that is exploding on the backs of new teams expanding, on the backs of standout players like Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers, etc. A lot more money is coming into the league, and now the players get a lot more of that share. Last year's highest salary cap is pretty much below every player's salary this year, which just like gives me chills as a fan. It's wild and a really huge step forward for the league.
That's good. That's good to hear. It's starting to become another step forward towards equity with the men's league.
Correct.
Yeah. So the Storm unveiled this new game day experiences for this season. They have all these merch giveaways, fan fests, tailgates at some games. Why has the Storm unveiled all of these promotions? Are they having trouble filling seats? You know, new team equals extra incentives to go to the game?
Yeah, this is a good question. Well, for one, we've seen changes in the Storm staff. So we've brought on new people who are like the courtside announcers. We brought on new people who are in charge of fan experience. So I think anytime you're hiring new people, you're going to see new stuff. We also see, like, we just finished our first Seattle Torrent season.
Right.
And they had a ton of fan engagement. So I think we're just in an atmosphere where we're seeing more of this stuff. You go to pretty much any Mariners game, and it's like 2 celebration nights every single night. It's like Hello Kitty night and LGBTQ Pride night, all mashed into one.
Fireworks.
Exactly. It's all the things. So I think it's just part of the culture of sports. And personally, I think we were due for more of this.
Yeah.
I've been going to Storm games for years. And, you know, occasionally they have the giveaway, like I'm holding my Doppler, their mascot plush keychain, but not that much excitement for fans. So this makes sense to me.
You know, sometimes we forget that it is actually an entire experience. It's entertainment. It's not just a game. You know, you see something on TV, but you want to give those incentives for people to actually go and see the game in person because it's almost like seeing a concert in a way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So we've talked a bit on the show about the Storm post-Sue Bird. Now, this team is a team that's trying to find their footing. Could this season be a starting point for something special?
Absolutely. I see it as year 1 for the Storm was 2000. Year 2, in a way, was when Sue Bird left. This is year 3, or maybe it's year 1 all over again. When Sue Bird left, we had to fill her spot. We had to change everything because it was built around her. And we added players, didn't quite pencil out, and now we are really doing the post-Sue Bird rebuild. So I think, you know, this year, are we going to go to the playoffs? Maybe. Next year, maybe. But give us 2-3 years, we're going to look really good.
Paige Browning, the host of Seattle Now's evening show. Catch her at plenty of Storm games this season. Paige, my friend, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening. Take some time to rate the show and share it with a friend. Today's episode was produced by Anna Marie Yanni with help from Vaughn Jones. It was edited by Andy Hurst. Our production team also includes Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers and Caroline Chamberlain Gomez. Greg Kramer does our theme music. Seattle Now and KUOW Public Radio are members of the NPR network. I'm Patricia Murphy. Talk to you tonight for Evening Headlines.